Hey guys, it's Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for Scraplift Crafternoon. And this is where a bunch of my crafty peeps and I get together and we scraplift an amazing layout from someone. And today's layout is from Joe here, and it's just a beautiful layout. And all of Joe's information will be down below, so make sure you go by and give her some love. I pulled in some Distress ink in Chip Sapphire and Distress Oxide in Salty Ocean, as well as Mica Stain in Winter Frost. And you can see that I pulled in a bunch of my Tim Holtz stencils here. And then I had this really old, like, child's stencil that I wanted to just use the wave for. And I'm using this collection Pebbles Fun in the Sun that I got in my creative scrapbook kit that I get every month. And this is the one for the collection for the month of July. And I already started working on it, so I had some scraps. So I thought this would be perfect because Joe's layout had a bunch of layers to it, and I loved how layered it looked. And she had some mixed media, so I'll definitely be doing some of that. And so this blue striped paper is going to be my main page on the layout and the one that I'll do my mixed media on. And so I really liked it. At first, I thought that I had made a mistake in making my lines go up and down, but it actually was a good thing in the end because I had intentionally planned on having them go horizontal to go with my waves that I put on here. But I think that having it go vertical really helped differentiate all of my mixed media. And so I'm pulling in this Tim Holtz stencil, and I am using the Salty Ocean, and I am just going to push the ink through the stencil, and it's this kind of dot blobby kind of stencil to it. And you can see that the bottom half is a tree trunk or like a wood grain to it, and so I'm making sure that I stay above that, and because I don't want any of that to end up on my layout. So that's why it's just kind of in a concentric circles, kind of in the middle of that part of the stencil. And I pulled in a scrap piece of 12 by 12 paper to put behind so that I could also have it kind of going off of the back page as well. And I just really like this color, the Salty Ocean. At first, when you look at it, it looks so bright, but then once you start using it, it comes down. It's a good color for the kind of an oceany, beachy color. I just really like it. But you can kind of see on that stencil there, it looks so bright, but then I don't know, like once you get it on a paper, and of course I rarely use all white backgrounds. I really like using pattern paper. So when I do mixed media, it's usually on a pattern paper. And so maybe that's why this doesn't look as bright. And if you were using it on a white 12 by 12, maybe it would show up a lot brighter. But all I did is, I know like Joe's layout where she had everything centered up in the upper left-hand corner, I knew that's what I was going to do. So I just kind of left that middle section a little blank, and I kind of splattered this stencil all around. And then now I'm going to use my wave stencil, and I used some washi tape to block off the stencils around it. Like I said, this is like a children's stencil. It has like ocean, the one above the wave is a whale, and who knows where I got this stencil or how long I've actually had it. But I really liked the wave that was under the whale, so I used my washi tape to block off the other stencils just to make sure that I didn't accidentally go over that portion with my ink dauber. And there was no real thought process to this. I just kind of wanted to have these waves scattered around. Joe had some mixed media on her background, and I thought that it looked really good. And so these waves are just going to be kind of scattered around back there. And while I'm doing that, like I said, make sure you check out the links below. You can go give Joe some love. All of her information's down there, as well as all the ladies that are doing Scraplift Crafternoon. We've got some newbies with us, which I'm so excited to have them joining our Sunday Crafternoon team here, and can't wait to see what they do with Joe's layouts. And of course, as well as our veterans, all of those crafty peeps down below there. Make sure you stop over and give them love as well. But I then took that mica stain and just sprinkled some of it on the background, and then I used my paper towel to soak it up because I didn't want it to be round. I wanted it to look splotchy as well. And I thought it was gonna, you saw I pulled in that other Tim Holtz stencil that was circles, and I thought I was gonna use that, but I decided not to. And since I added the splotchies with the mica stain, I really liked that, and it gave it some shine. And so I'm going to, while that's drying, start to work on this like picture cluster and layer effect like Joe had. And I'm using these pictures of my best friend's daughter. We were hanging out in the pool, and she put on my hat and sunglasses, and she is just freaking adorable. And I couldn't decide which picture I liked the best because they're just all glorious. And so I instead of just picking two and doing like Joe had in her layout, I did all four, and I made them smaller. And so I have two sets so it kind of looks, it mimics Joe's 2 photos, but it's actually the 4 photos. But my goodness, she's adorable. And so I pulled in one of the scraps that I had was this colorful plaid paper, and I wanted this one to be torn so that everything wasn't just so squared off. And I have a hard time sometimes with layers. Like I look at Joe's layout and I'm like, okay, and then I'm just going to put a bunch of layers behind it. And then when I start going, sometimes everything seems to be so linear and squared off. I don't know why that happens all the time with me. So I wanted to tear the edges of this paper just to kind of make sure that I wasn't having square on square on square when I was doing my layers. And I pulled in some other scraps of the different colors. There's like that pink floral one, and then the orange dots. And I think this will just pull in a bunch of the colors when I start adding all of the ephemera to the layout. But there was some little sayings, and so in the end, the ones that'll kind of be up there by the upper right of that photo clusters are going to be fun times, sunshine vibes, and memories. And I just like that up there in the corner. And I was pulling in ephemera. Again, like this palm tree is not specific to this layout, but I thought that it looked really cute there. And I pulled in the poolside title from the Thickers Fun in the Sun, and I thought that was perfect because we're poolside. And you saw that I pulled back because I liked how it was on the sticker sheet, so I just pulled back half of it, and I used my ruler to stick that half on the ruler and then be able to transfer the letters in so that they stayed the same width apart. And that just helps to kind of make sure everything stays together and it stays straight and there's not all kinds of wonkiness to it. And then I took those brads that you saw that I pulled out, and I put them on through the holes of those little word sayings that I fussy cut out of the cut aparts that I had. Oh, here's where I'm showing you how I do the poolside lettering to make sure that it gets transferred all evenly. And I had to put that little hat ephemera bit in there because that is matching these wonderful photos. And I'm almost done with the layout. You know, I'm going to put a couple extra little ephemera bits on there. There's some floral that I'm going to add to her swimsuit. It's really florally, so I will add a couple of the floral stickers from the Pebbles Fun in the Sun collection. And then I wanted to just add this pink layer to the background to separate this photo cluster from the blue background. And I really like how all these colors went together. You know, usually I don't do such bright colors, but this is why I like getting my Creative Scrapbook kit, because it sends me collections that I normally maybe wouldn't purchase. And not that there's anything wrong with them, but I tend to not be drawn to the bright colors. And then when I use these kits, I'm like, why am I not drawn to the bright colors? Like, I love this layout. I love how it turned out, and it's so cheerful, and it goes really well with her beautiful pictures here. But that is the layout. So thanks to everyone that has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit those buttons. I'd love to have you over here. And I hope that everyone has a great day. Bye.